Hello, everybody. This is Shadow SB. We're playing Granblue Fantasy. Let's do some story progression, shall we? Last time we were called to the Albion Citadel by Imperial Messenger, stating that General Furious wanted to meet with us and make some sort of peace offer. So we went there. We met with one of Catalina's old military academy buddies, Vera, who turned out to be the Lord of Albion. So after we walked around town for a little bit, we went to go do this peace deal with Furious, and it was very simple. Basically, he just said, "Chasing you is more trouble than it's worth, so we're done." And that was the end of the meeting, basically. We stayed the night, but in the morning, Catalina was missing. After tracking things down, we found out she went away with some Imperial soldiers. So we ran around town, tried to find information, tried to track her down, see what was going on, so we could hear what happened from her own mouth. Yeah. So basically, we discover in the process that Vera and Furious had joined hands so that Furious could sacrifice a knight to summon the primal beast of Albion. Sorry, my brain automatically sees what is it, Luminaria, and translates it to Chevalier. So that might happen sometimes during when I'm talking about stuff. But yeah, he's gonna summon that primal. Vera had spun a story to us that the Empire was threatening Albion with their completed weapon, the one that Furious said he was gonna use to blow up Auguste. Yeah, so we went to go get Catalina, and well, it turned out Vera was lying to everyone, as she backstabs Furious and reveals that she's extremely possessive of Catalina, saying she's going to stay here forever. Well, that didn't happen. We beat her up. Then we beat up the Imperial weapon, Adversa. And yeah, after going back, Vera and regained consciousness, we talked about some stuff. Eugen brought up that the Grand Cypher's has taken a little bit of damage, especially in the last battle, where we were, because we were in an airship with no weaponry, we kind of had to do ramming speed. So he suggests that we go off to Golonzo to figure out some repairs. Now, let's get into it. You see we're still on Albion. We go to the world map, we can, wow, there's nothing here, but we can click over, and here's their next destination. An island shrouded in strange fog. Everything, including truth itself, lies beyond the mist. So basically when this island popped up at the end of the previous chapter, it didn't say it was Golonzo, so we're probably in for a bit of a detour. Alright, so we're in the miscellaneous tab. Probably just pick Kaguya, right? Come over here, try to get some stuff going with light. No, we'll pick a more powerful light summon. That'll work. Alright, so we're en route to Golonzo in the skies. Seems like the weather is happening.
おいおい、こりゃまずいな。
やっぱりか。さっきから俺も怪しい音がしてるとは思ってたが、
何？どうしたの？二人して難しい顔しちゃって。
I can imagine if you're flying an airship and weather is
グランサイ
happening,
ファーの動
it's
力部が
not
悲鳴を上げてやがる
good.
んだ。どうも限界かもしれねえぞ。
Oh, and we're apparently having some real issues with our mechanical issues as well. So, mechanical issues plus
どうすんだよ。
possible
この
plus
ま
you
ま
know
墜落しちまうのか。
subpar
どこ
flying
かに
conditions.
着陸でき
It's
りゃ
gonna
いい
be
んだ
pretty
が
tough.
こうも霧が濃くっちゃ島を探すこともできやしね
あら、それならこれは朗報かもしれないわね。
Oh, of course it's from you.
どうした？島が見えたのか？
いいえ。でもほら、魔物がこっちに向かってきてるわ。ということは、
Yeah,
魔物が
I
巣
feel like
を作れるくらいの島なら
surface level
近く
that
にあるんじゃ
doesn't
ないかしら。
sound like a good thing, but her point does make sense that if monsters are approaching,
でも
they
ま
have
ず
to
は
live
魔物
somewhere.
さんの相手をしなくっちゃですね。
Alright,
そうね。
so
その
let's
通りだわ。さあ、
fight this random
Ikayo.
battle. Again, not random, but close enough.
よっしゃ、ロゼッタの予想は当たったみたいだな。島が見えてきたぜ。
If you can see it through the fog, that means that you're probably close.
なんだか素敵な雰囲気の島じゃない？
小せえ島だがまあ気空艇を下ろすには十分だあの島に着陸するぞ
すごい。まだ魔物が残ってやがるぞ。このままじゃ危ね
着陸態勢に入ったらどうしたって無防備になる。その前に片付けるぞ。
Yeah, that's... I mean, at least we got a reason to fight monsters this time. Not the best reason, but it works. Alright.
え。従前ね。そこ。この調子で。あれ？終わり。
力のゴンエたるゆえんだ
Huh. You know, because most of the fights in Endgame are against, you know, single target raids, I didn't actually know that this summon only hit one target. Actually, it's two hits, right? But that means that it is one target. That's interesting.
はあ、元気ありましたよ。はあ、元気ありました。そこ。みんな気をつけて。この調子で行こう。動いた後のご飯は最高ですね。
Okay, so that was simple enough. Okay. I don't think we've done basically anything in the light tab, so... oh, there's two here that are pretty rare. Kaguya and Thor. I'm gonna go with Thor, I think. You know, because most people put the stuff on their friends list that's meta and strong. So when you see some of this other stuff, that's... I mean, Thor is a strong summon, but it's just not really a strong aura.
どうして島から出らんないのよ。
先ほどから何度空へ出てもこの地点に戻ってきてしまうが、
So apparently we're
一
stuck
体何が
here.
起きているんだ。
Sounds great.
わからねえな。応急処置とはいえグランサイファーはちゃんと治ってるんだが。
ねえ、この島青少獣の気配がします。
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at this point.
それも巨大なすごく強い気配が。やれやれ、こりゃ厄
And
介
every
な
island
ことに
we've
なっ
been
ち
to
まった
so
かも
far
しれねえ
has
ぞ。
had a primal beast on it. So I'm not
いや、
that
もし
surprised.
かしたらグランサイファーがまだ不調なのかもしれねえ。
And that is also
とはいえこ
sensible.
こは情報が欲しいところだな。
I mean, if it feels like we're stuck,
So
yeah,
yeah,
we're gonna want to
俺
do
とラカムは
more
ここに残って
repair work.
グランサイファーの調整を続ける。お前らこの島の住人でも探して情報を集めてきてくんねえか。
I mean, we do want to make sure we can make it to Golonzo.
しょうがないわね。でも魔物が出た時はちゃんと一緒に戦ってよね。
How would they do that if they're back at the ship?
おうおう、任しとけ。どこにいようと駆けつけてやる。
That doesn't seem right. I don't think that that's possible.
それじゃ行きましょう。この島はゾクゾクする匂いがするの。楽しみで待ちきれなくなっちゃうわ。
Uh-huh. All right. Sure. Let's go.
ねえねえ、あんた今の見た？
Nah, I didn't see a thing.
何言ってるんですか、あなたまで。私たちは何も見てないです。ちょっとゾンビっぽい魔物さんなんて絶対に見てないです。
Okay. Well, you know how it is. Denial is
Lydia.
important.
まずは落ち着こうな。
But, yeah.
怯えるルリアちゃんも可愛いわ。
This is not the time for this.
そんなこと言われても全然嬉しくないです。何を見たにせよ用心して進む気はねえな。気抜くなよ。
Alright. Well, See, now we can't even deny that there's this zombie thing here. There's literally just a monster here that says zombie and it's in our way. So what was the point of that previous scene?
やりました。そこ
Just to show that
みんな
Luria is a
気をつけて。
coward?
やりましたよ。
Not good with, horror stuff, maybe? I don't know. It's a weird scene.
そこはやっつけちゃいますよ。はそこおお、やりますね。捕らえた。あれ終わり。行こう。従前な結果ですね。みんなの協力で勝てたんだ。
Well, that was easy enough. Hey, those zombies and random monsters had a bow. Neat. Okay, we're gonna stick with light. This is pretty rare. We'll go with that. We're still at the stage where we can show off some summons.
なあなあ、あれ見えるか？何も も見えません。ゾンビもお化けも見たくないです。
やれやれ、違うっての。あれは村じゃねえか。いくつか家が集まってるぜ。
Well, I mean, if we're looking for information, going to a nearby village is a pretty good option.
明かりがついている。どうやら廃村ということもなさそうだな。
村が見つかったってだけでこんなにホッとするものなのね。
あら、安心するのはまだ早いわよ。立ち込める霧、襲い来るゾンビとくれば当然村の住人は。
I think you're enjoying this a little bit too much.
大丈夫、ルリア。しっかりしなさいよ。
Like we need to keep
ロゼッタ、
kind of a
ル
serious
リアを脅かすの
atmosphere
は
around
もうそ
here
ろそろやめにしてくれないか。
because we're on an unknown location and we're looking for
ごめ
information.
んなさい、ルリアちゃんがあんまり可愛いからつい。
ともかく村へ行ってみようぜ。村の住人から話を聞きゃ何かわかるかもしんねえしな。
Like this is the perfect time to be kind of leaning on Catalina's personality side of the group. You know, serious, straightforward. We're looking for information. We're gonna look around. We're not gonna joke around. It's not gonna be terrible, but we're not gonna waste any time on stuff. Especially, you know, frightening people.
おーいらっしゃい。旅の人だね。いやー珍しいな。
さあさあ、そんなところに立ってないでこちらへどうぞ。
These people look pale.
まさかロゼッタの言っていたことが当たるとはな。
カタリナ、何言ってるの。みんな顔色が悪いのは風邪が流行ってるからなんですよね。
流行り病なら以前はありましたけど、今は病気知らずですよ。何しろ死んでますからね。
Yeah, they're pretty upbeat about it.
じゃあ
ルリア、諦めよう。目の前の現実を受け入れるんだ。
Yeah, no, that's fair. When it's this blatant, you kind of can't
頑張ってルリア。しばらくす
fool
れば
yourself
きっ
anymore.
となれるわよ。
慣れたところでこの状況が異常なのは変わらないわ。
That's definitely weird. Unusual.
この島で一体何が起きてるのか、誰か詳しく教えていただけるかしら。
I mean, they seem to be friendly.
いや何、単純な話さ。100年も前だったかな。突然見たこともない青少獣がふらーっと霧の中から現れて島に居座るようになってね。
Okay.
それ以来島では生き物が死ぬってことがなくなり、みんな何らかの形で残っちまってるのさ。
Alright, so some sort of primal beast with control over
でもまあ、ゾンビや幽霊ってのも
the dead?
そう悪いことばかりじゃないから、
Death?
みんな楽しくやってるわ。
Maybe?
なんと前向きな、人として見習いたくなる生き様だな。
Yeah, they really are very positive undead here.
いや、これ生き様って言っていいのか。でもこれで私たちがやるべきことははっきりしたわね。
Hmm.
島から出られないのもきっとその青少獣が原因よ。さっさと魔物を蹴散らしてそいつに会いに行ってみましょう。
Apparently there were monsters like right next to us while we were having that conversation. Okay, sure. I mean, I think that what Io's saying makes sense. We need to, you know, find the primal so that we can leave. Because it's doing stuff to us. Alright. Summon here.
Oh! 従前な結果ですね。
Sorry, excuse me. Okay, next wave. Just gonna go on a full auto.
はあ、やりました。そこは任せてほしいな。はあ、どんどん行くよ。
Kind of lessen the clicking burden.
えい、そこ
Not that it's all that high to begin with.
終わり。はあ、それではあ、カロリー補充完了です。艦長さんすごい。
Okay.
やりました。やりましたよ。
That works. Okay, looks like day the reset happened while we were on that stage. Okay, back on light again. I think basically now is the time to bring something like this. Because we're not going to get an opportunity to show it off ever again once we start working on grids. Some very mysterious music here.
見えますか？あの丘の上の館に住んでいる女の子なんですが。
ずいぶんでっけえ館だけど、なんだか怪しい雰囲気だな。
あの館の周囲には館を守るように魔物が徘徊しているんです。
Okay.
館に一人でいる女の子を村の者も気にかけているのですが、魔物のおかげで近づけず。
Okay. I mean, we can take a
い
look.
つの間にやら青少獣は彼女が呼び寄せたなんて噂まで広まっていて。
Okay.
なるほどな。それでますます彼女は孤立を深めているというわけか。
I mean...
まさか。もし青少獣を呼んだのが彼女だとしても、彼女を恨むようなものはいませんよ。
I can see why it would be suspicious, though, right?
死んでるっていうのに、あれだけ元気な村の人たちを見ちゃうと説得力があるわね。
You know, mansion on the hill, living alone.
それじゃあ早速
Monsters
あの
guarding
館に行
them.
ってみましょう。
Essentially.
何かわかるかもしれません。
Feels like the kind of place where someone was up to no good.
もう大丈夫なのか、ルリア。
慣れました。もう私に怖いものなんてありません。
I don't know about that.
今そこに首のない血まみれの男が。
ロゼッタ、ルリアを脅かすのはやめてくれと何度言えば。
ごめんなさい。でもこれは私なりの愛情表現なのよ。
やれやれ。とにかく行こうぜ。
Rosetta, please do something
あ
that
の
makes
怪しい館だ。
that makes me accept you being here rather than being kind of irritating at every turn.
館に近づくにつれ強い魔物が増えてくるわね。よほど大事なものを守ってるみたい。
Okay, yep. Seems like what.
大事なもの。
Why are you here?
大事なものね。それってやっぱりお宝だったりするわけかな。
さあって誰よあなた。いつの間に。
Alright.
いやいや
We didn't
いや、綺
actually
麗な
tell
お姉
Rosetta
さ
about
ん。
these guys.
僕はドランクって言うんだけどね。以後お見知りおきよ。えった
誰かに構わず鼻の下を伸ばすな。刺すぞ。
それぶっすり刺してから言う。
またお前らかよ。今度は何だってんの？
いやね、この島に取り付いてる青少獣、あれセレストって言うんだけどさ。
Okay.
幽霊船の青少獣セレストにはお宝の伝説があるんだよね。ってことでお宝探しってわけ。
So we have a name now, Celeste.
宝探しとはいえ、よくまあこんな恐ろしい島に来るつもりになったものだな。
意味不明。恐ろしい。何が？何がってお前。この島は住人も魔物もゾンビだらけじゃねえか。
Man.
バカ。あれは風邪をひいて顔色が悪いだけだ。
Okay.
ドランクもそう言っていた。そうだろ、ドランク。
いや、あれはゾンビだよね。誰がどう見たってゾンビにしか見えない。いって。
Yeah. Drawing Silver here just being kind of silly. I mean, that's kind of his whole
ドランク
thing,
貴
right?
様、またかこの。どれだけ私をおちょくれば気が済むんだ。
He likes to jerk people around.
ちょっと痛いって。そんなブスブス刺さないで。穴だらけになるから。
ドランクさんがみるみる蜂の巣に。はあ、こんなバカ放っておいてさっさと進みましょう。
Yeah, you know, I'm kind of on his side there.
魔物が来てるわ。油断大敵よ。
I mean, they're off on a treasure hunt. We're looking for some girl so we can talk to her about Celeste, right? So, I mean, we might have an ultimate objective kind of being similar. We're both looking for Celeste, but right now, we're not really doing the same thing. Turn back to auto, and we'll watch everything unfold.
それ終わり。それ、あ、捕らえた。ここでバッチリ決めてみせます。団長さんすごい。 とびきりの笑顔で従前な。それ、そこ。
Yeah,
みんな
I mean,
気をつけて。団長さん、へい、捕らえた。
Silent is definitely strange.
全力で参ります。
So,
おお、やりますね。今日もパンがうまい。
the current statement, right? So anything that died on the islands didn't stay dead, right? It became undead. And that started 100 years ago. Huh. I'm wondering if there's a possibility anyone would be alive here. Or if everyone has truly become zombies. Alright, another side story unlocked. Yeah.
なあ、おい、あそこ。館の前に誰かいるぜ。女の子だ。
Okay. Well, we did say we did hear there was a girl in front of a mountain.
よく来たな。
Near a mansion.
霧の外より訪れし者ども。
She's got a whip.
君が村の人たちが噂していた。
噂？ああ。おそらくそれは事実だ。不死の幽霊船。聖少獣セレスト。それをこの島に呼び寄せたのはこの私だ。
Okay, well.
そんな。でもどうして？
Truth be told, I don't think we really care about that.
聞いていた通りだね。本当にそのままだ。
Because all we're interested in is going to,
あの村の連中から何を聞いたかは知らないが、私はお前たちを歓迎するぞ。
Sure.
だから今すぐここを去れ。そして二度と私の館に近づくな。
No, we want to leave the island. We're gonna have to look into stuff until we can. I like this image in the background here, right? The mist, the raised house here in the background with the, kind of odd architecture and strangely shaped windows. Just provides a bit of a creepy atmosphere. Alright, a young girl's wish. Sure. Let's go for it. Alright, what are we looking at here? I guess we just summon Chevalier and see what happens from there. Alright. Yeah, I mean, looking down at the rest of the village, the kind of windows with the light behind them, they're just there's something off about them, right? It's just strange, overall unsettling.
聞こえなかったのか？ここを去れと私は言ったんだ。
No, we heard you. We're just not
いや、
done.
しかし私たちにも事情があってだな。君が呼び寄せたという聖少獣セレストのおかげで私たちの気空艇がこの島から飛び立てないんだ。
知ったことか。お前たちが勝手に来て勝手に捕まったんだろ。
I mean, it's a little one, little of the other.
はいはいはい。それじゃあセレストのお宝伝説について教えてもらってもいいですかね。
お宝？聞いたこともないな。
I mean, she's got a point that we didn't
それは
have to
困
sit
る。
down here.
ここまで足を運んでおいて収穫
I
な
mean,
し
we
というわ
did,
けにはいか
but
ない。
under normal circumstances, we
困る
wouldn't.
ならどうするんだ？
Really, what we should have done is go somewhere else.
余裕ぶっ
Not
ていられるの
Golonzo.
も今の
Somewhere
うちだぞ。
closer. Or do a better job with our patchwork.
ちょっとステルム
repairs.
殿、刃物はやめようよね。相手はただの子供だよ。
Speaking of which, the girl we're facing off against does not seem to be as pale as
刃物などで
villagers.
私を傷つけることはできない。何せ私も例に漏れず
Yeah, see?
実体というものを持たないからな。
So different form of
幽霊か。
unlife.
面倒な。
私からもいいですか？
なんだ？
You know, for saying get
あの、
get away from here, don't come
あ
back
なたは
again.
どう
She's
して
talking quite a bit.
聖少獣セレストを呼び寄せたんですか？
それを知ってどうする？
どうもしません。ただ知りたいんです。どうしてあなたがそんなに寂しそうな目をしてるのか。
その答えが知りたければ私を捕まえてみろ。
That's a strange thing to ask people to do.
もちろん私もただ逃げるつもりはないだ
魔物が一斉にこっちに。
And you know, it's not that
まさか
unusual
魔物を
if
従
we're talking
えてるのか。
about living human beings,
ど
but
うあれ今は彼女を
she's a
Exo.
spectral entity, so I imagine catching her would be somewhat difficult. At the very least, convincingly doing it.
待ってください。私絶対に諦めませんからね。
しつこい連中だ。
どうやったらこの島から出られるのか教えなさいよ。
Yeah, that's more or less what we should be
ついでに
concerned with.
セレストのお宝伝説についても。
えい、うるさい、黙れ。お前らが知って何になる？
I mean, at the very least, we'd be able to make better plans for the future, know what we're up against.
誰が
what we're
どう
doing.
しようと私の妹はも
Nobody asked about your sister.
あら、あなた妹さんがいたのね。さぞや可愛い子なんじゃない？
う、ああ、自慢の妹だ。とはいえもう私より年上だろう。もし生きていればな。
Well, if she's not
Yoshi,
here, yeah, that makes
Yoshi.
sense.
あやふやな言い方だがそれは一体。
私のことに気を取られる前に
Stop.
自分の心配をしたらどうだ？
Just stop for a second and use your brain. It's not that hard,
今度の魔物は
right?
そう簡
If
単
her
にやられは
sister's
し
not
ないぞ。
here, and she is here, she has no way of knowing that if her sister is still alive, and if her sister is off of this island, she's probably aged normally and may have died. Because we did hear that this whole thing started 100 years ago. That's a pretty long time.
「見切ったあれ終わり」
Okay.
それやりましたか？
Shot a zombie.
はあ、それ捉えた。
任せてほしいな。この調子で行こう。
はあ、捉えた。
そこ行こう。やります。
捉えた。
やっつけちゃいますよ。
それ捉えた。
カロリー補充
Oh,
完了
that
で
went
す。とびきりの笑顔で
fine, I suppose.
どんどん行くよ。今日もパンがうまい。
I mean, it's pretty clear we're not as strong on light as we were on dark. Part of that is the class, but part of that is just the fact that we don't have as good of a roster. Alright, moving forward. That's an interesting summon. Okay. Okay, I'll bring this. Bellringer Angel is a summon from Shadowverse Collab.
あの野郎どこ行ったんだ。
土地勘が
Talk
ない
about
せい
it
も
when
あ
we
る
get to
が
the fight.
霧でこうも視界が悪いとあの子を探すのも一苦労だな。
ましてやあの子はこの村の子供だものね。かくれんぼじゃ勝ち目はないわ。
Sure. I mean, also you gotta take into account she's got this advantage of
闇
being
雲
a
に探したっ
ghost.
て見つかりっこないと思うけど。
It's pretty easy to hide if you can move through objects.
そうだな。適当に探してればそのうち見つかるんじゃないの？
Uh-huh.
ほら、そこの茂みとか怪しくない？どう？何かいそう？
いいから黙って探せ。あのガキ、
I mean, I'm pretty
幽
sure
霊だろうとなんだろうと知ったことか。
like we've already
何も見せ
established
てやる。
Drag is
やれやれ。
a bit more
結局
perceptive
地
than
道に
his
探し続
silly
けるしか
attitude
ねえ
left
の
on.
か。
そうそう、そういえばあの子の行きそうな場所を教えてもらってたんだよね。
Yeah, well then why didn't you bring that up?
ほ
to
ら
begin with?
見える？あの崖はあの子にとって思い入れがあるみたいで。いった
いつも
Yep.
どうしてそういう大事な情報を先に言わないんだ。
Yeah, that's more or less the response I was expecting.
待ってスルブ殿、僕なんで刺されてるの？
Given what we know about these two. And I mean, from my if
割と
if
褒
I'm
められる
her,
ことしたと思うんだけ
I'm
ど。
not happy with him either for withholding crucial information until way after the fact that it would be useful.
言うのが遅いんだ。毎
I
回
mean,
毎回。
it's still useful right now, but it would have been more useful if he just said something to begin with,
よっしゃ。
rather than us wasting our time
とにかく
looking
これで
around.
あの子を探す目星がついたな。
あの子の目、すごく寂しそうな色をしてました。きっと何かあるんだと思います。行きましょう。あの子のことをもっと知るために。
I mean, that's not really why we're here, but it could be tangentially related, so I'm not that against doing it. You know, searching her
ま
out.
さかここまで来ると。どうしてこの場所を？
ちょっと特別な情報網があってね。
お前どこかで。
教えてください。あなたは妹さんのためにセレストを呼び寄せたんですか？
妹は不治の病を患っていた。治療するためにはこの島を出なくてはならなかったが、当時の気空艇の技術は本当おかしいくらい未熟で、無事に航行できるかは五分五分だった。
So basically, we stumbled into
それでもあの
this
子は行くしかなかった。
world kind of in the,
だから
you know, golden age of
この島を出て
flight technology.
それっきりだ。
After they spent a good amount of time getting things up to snuff.
君はその妹
I mean,
さんを
obviously
蘇
there's
ら
still
せるため
improvements to be
に
made, but
セレスト。
you know, basically we've reached the point where everything's
そんなわけ
stable.
ないだろう。あの子ならきっと生きてる。あの子がそう簡単に死ぬわけがあるか。体は弱かったけど私よりも肝の据わった子だった。何があってもあの子なら生きてるよ。じゃあなんで
あんたは聖少獣を呼んだりなんて。
それはもっとありふれた理由だ。
Yeah.
本当に
Io didn't ask how, she asked
なんてこ
why.
とない願いだったんだ。なあ、家族にまた名前を呼んでほしいというのはそんなに贅沢な願いだと思うか。私が望んだたった一言はこんなにも許されないものだったのかな。
Yeah, so.
家族に？それじゃああなたの家族は？
死んだよ。全員流行り病で。私を残して眠るように死んでいった。
Yeah, so it seems like this island has had some pretty bad luck
私
in
自
the
身も
past.
流行り病に蝕まれながら願ったんだ。また家族に名前を呼んでほしいって。そうしてあいつがセレストが現れたんだ。
でもよ、村の人が言ってたセレストの能力じゃ。
そうだ。セレストには死を奪う力はあっても生を与える力はない。だから結局私の家族は蘇らなかった。だから私は一人ぼ
Yeah,
っ
I'm
ちな
trying
ん
to
だ。
think, like, how old does she look?
そんなこと。
Teenager of some sort?
さあ、昔話はおしまいだ。ここから先の相手は私のとっておきの魔物だ。
You know, you're in
覚悟しろ。
emotionally vulnerable period of your life and your family all dies. I can imagine, you know, in your loneliness, trying to do something desperate ends up backfiring horribly. Alright, so let's talk about Bowringer Angel. This is something that we're going to have access to, so we will probably use this in the future. When you summon it, it doesn't deal damage. It gives you a 1200 point shield, right, on every character, and they all get this buff. Ward doesn't explain what this does. Basically, when one of your characters has this 1200 point shield broken, it resets the summon or cooldown of one of your summons. Sorry about that. Yeah, it resets the cooldown of one of your summons. So, right, if we were to take 1200 damage, then one of our summons would become available, essentially. Yeah, and it's the same. I don't remember if the ward, like if the shield value actually gets bigger when the summon's limit broken. But we're gonna get access to that summon at some point. When we farm out the Shadow Burst. And it's pretty valuable. Because it gives us that access to stuff that we didn't have. Alright, we'll go ahead and summon this. It's a pretty valuable summon. It's not perfect by any means. Maybe everyone's ward has to break. I don't remember exactly how it works. It's not a summon that you really use in end game content when you have access to gacha stuff. So I don't have that much familiarity with it. But I do know it is useful. Also, the shield that it gives you is worth something. It is worth noting that Bellringer Angel can only be summoned once. And it does have an initial cooldown of 9 turns, so it is a little bit hard to use. All right. Let's beat this guy up.
ラブアローシュートファイトだよ
Okay.
全力全開細切れですよプリンセスストライクやりましたよみんなの協力で勝てたんだ
Pretty simple. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and go into next stage. Pick a light summon. Maybe. Nah, we'll just go ahead and pick a different summon over here. Let's pick Belself. This is not a very good summon. It's really not. So yeah.
お前らいい加
I'll
減
talk
に
about
しろ
that
よ
in a minute.
私は全て話したはずだぞセレストの財宝については本当に知らない
Okay, so she's answered Luria's question.
こ
And
の
this is
島から
answered
出たい
Grom's
のなら
question.
セレストにそう伝えておくだからもう私を放っておいてくれ
Now she's trying to let us leave, so... I mean, truth be told, we all got what we wanted.
そんなのだってあなたは私たち
But,
に話してくれ
if
たじ
you
ゃないですか
recall,
妹さんのこと
good-hearted idiots.
家族のこと
We're good-natured people
なのに放っておくなんて
that
私にはもうできま
love
せ
to
ん
stick our noses where they don't belong. So we're gonna...
ま、乗りかかった船ってやつだね。このまま帰るっていうのも後味悪いし。
バカバカしい私はこんな面倒なガキにこれ以上付き合いきれないぞ
っていうくせにここを離れようとしないんだから。ほんと素直じゃない。いって
面倒なやつらだ後悔しても知らないぞまた魔物をけしかけてきやがったあの子を追うぞ
Eh. I guess she's just talented at controlling monsters or something. I wonder if that's a part of the kind of old ghost thing.
見失ったか今度は一体どこを探せば
探すまでもないんじゃない？ほらあれ
魔物たちが明らかに何かを守ってるわね
Well, now we just have to go and see what it is.
そういうこと。魔物たちはあの子とよほど仲がいいみたいね。
ごめんなさいきっと魔物さんたちは友達を守ろうとしてるんですよね
Ah, they'll be fine.
でもあの子は
Probably not.
大きな
We
勘
are
違いをしてる
approaching
から
this with
だからそれを教えてあげなくちゃ
with our all, so the monsters that we face are probably not coming out of this encounter in one piece. Alrighty. So, Belsylphid. This is a summon that can do nothing. Basically, the only thing that it does is gives you a higher chance for each wave of the fight to be a rare monster. But it doesn't guarantee it. So you could bring Belsylphid and nothing happens. This is a summon that is farmable, I believe. It's not really worth your time or effort to go after. But, you know, if you're a completionist, you can grab it. Same with White Rabbit.
そこみんな気をつけて。
Okay.
団長さんすごい。
Yeah. So we got a rare monster here. It's not that surprising. Let's do it again. Alright, okay.
ファイトだよ。
You gotta forgive me, I don't exactly remember what some of these abilities do.
見切った。行くよ。解放せよ。攻略転生。えい、捕らえた。やっつけちゃいますよ。それそこ。みんな気をつけて。うまくいったね。
Okay, so that's a rare monster down. Doesn't really mean anything. But there are achievements for, you know, trophies for hunting rare monsters. So it's not worthless to bring Velsulfit around and you know, spam story stages if that's something you want to do. It's just not something that I would recommend you spend your time in AV on, unless you're
ラブア
pretty
ロ
far
ー
in the
シュー
game
ト。
and just really want to do it.
はあ、そこ。
I mean, you get to a point where you can essentially
は
semi-auto every wave in one turn.
全力全開。細切れですよ。
Try to farm out the rare monster trophies that way.
やりましたよ。
It's not entirely pointless to hunt rare monsters, but it's about as close to it as you can find. I mean, because they do drop, they do have the chance to drop, like certain weapons that are kind of hard to get. But those weapons have a different acquisition method, which is a relatively frequently recurring event that comes around. So we're not really all that interested in rare monsters. Just wanted to bring that up so I could show what it is. All right, so let's go ahead and pick up Sandalphon.
ドランク、お前何を知ってるんだ。
何のことかな。
はぐらかすな。お前はあのガキの幽霊について何か知っているんだろ。
Ow. Seems like most of our clues have
あ
come from
ら
Drunk, right?
気づいちゃった。僕もまだまだ演技力が足りないな。
お前は時々何をしでかすかわからない。
So Drunk's up to something.
もしもだ。また何か危険なことをしようとしてるなら、私にも一言。
Hey, that's the
大丈夫だって。
rare
今回
side
は
that
そんな
shows
つもり
that
ない
she's
からさ。
actually does care for the well-being of her partner.
危ないことは一切なし。だから安心してよね。
Yeah, that doesn't sound suspicious at all.
そうか。ならいい。
Absolutely nothing
何
dangerous about it.
スツルム殿ったらもしかして僕のことを心配。いいで。
Yep. You can't push it, Drunk.
お前の身の危険は
You know the answer to that
私の身
question.
の危険でもある。私は私が大事なだけだ。行くぞ。まだあいつらと一緒に行くんだろ。
I mean, and Sturm so far has basically just shown a what do you call this?
待ってスツルム殿。置いてかないでよ
You
ね。
can see she's got this hardened exterior where she's, you know, trying to act serious, all business all the time. You know, we're working. She's a mercenary, so do the work for the money. But you know, little events like that, you can see there's something behind that.
やっと見つけました。
放っておいてくれと確かに言ったは
We've
ずだ。
been chasing her for like a full chapter now.
放っておけないし、放っておきません。誰もあなたを一人になんてしません。
黙れ。
If I were chased for a full chapter, I'd be
私を
annoyed
残して
also.
みんな去ってしまった。村人もセレストを呼び寄せてしまった私を疎ましく思ってることだろう。
You mean those bright, cheerful zombies? Nah, that
お
they're
前たち
good.
だって、私がセレストを呼びさえしなければ島に閉じ込められることもなかった。
I mean, if Celeste weren't here, we'd have probably been able to leave. That's true.
願ってはいけなかったんだ。もう一度、たった一度でいいから名前を呼んでほしいなどと。
Okay.
違うよ。私たちも村の人たちも誰もあなたを恨んだりしてない。そうだよね。
It's true, we did talk to the villagers. They don't have any problem with
あ
you.
なた
And
はずっと
coming from the perspective of an outsider,
一人ぼっちなんかじゃないんだ
like,
よ。
if I ended up in this situation, I'd be
だから
upset, but I wouldn't really be angry at
う
her.
るさい、うるさい、うるさい。
I'd be like, I'm stuck here. But I mean, you made a mistake, right? And clearly you've been regretting it for a while.
構えろ。
Alright. Big one, hey, let's fight it. Alright, so Sandalfawn's another summon we'll get access to eventually. It's pretty decent. Not just because of the aura, but because it's got a sub aura. We can't see that here, but it does have a sub aura where if it's equipped in one of these 4 slots, it'll raise our light allies max HP by 10%. Which, I mean, it's not a huge amount, but I mean, look at it. Getting an extra 400 to 500 HP would be pretty nice. It's not amazing, but it works. Alright. So we'll do a summon here.
消えろパラダイスロスト
Okay, that's almost a clear, so let's
見切った。あれ終わり。
skill damage that one down. Just to get that extra turn out of the attack buff.
やりました。捕らえた。それやりましたよ。
Easy enough. Oh, hey, it's the eyeball thing.
力を合わせて。
Okay.
ファイトだよ。
Right. That will be useful. Not useful here, though.
解放せよ。攻略転生。それ捕らえた。やっつけちゃいますよ。やりましたよ。
Alright. So that was pretty simple. I mean, as expected,
みん
really.
なの協力で勝てたんだ。
Okay. We got through there. Get access to another side story. Good stuff.
これで私たちはあなたを一人ぼっちになんかしないって分かってくれましたか？
We'll keep annoying you until you give up.
だが村人たちが私を恨んでいないとはとてもじゃないが。
じゃあそれは私たちと一緒に確かめに行きましょう。
Oh, that is a pretty high hurdle,
断る
though.
理由はありませんよね。
Right? If you're someone who believes that they all hate you, going to confront that hatred head on is
それじゃ
it would
あな
take
たの名
some
前を教えてもらってもいいですか？
would take some courage.
名前を忘れてしまった。この100年誰にも呼ばれることがなかったからな。それに家族が呼んでくれないのなら私に名前なんて必要ない。
私はあなたの家族じゃないけど、私はあなたの名前を呼びます。だから 名前は必要なんです。
はいはい、それならさ、フェリちゃんなんてのはどう？可愛いと思うんだよね。
Uh-huh.
おいおい、そんないきなり新しい名前を提案されても。
You know,
いや、いい。
all things
な
considered,
ぜだか妙に懐かしい。お前はどう思う？
it's possible we'd be able to find out her name by examining her house. You know, see if there's anything left there that has anything written
何の不
down.
満もないな。
Not necessarily going to, but it might be it might be the case.
悪くな
But
いな。
if she's okay with the name
なんだ
Fairy,
生まれ変わった気分だ。
フェリちゃん、
なんだ。
なんでもないです。呼んだだけですよ。
so Drong coming in with the rechristening of the ghost girl, huh? Alright. Sure. We can work with that. Yeah, and I mean, we did spend a little bit too long with chasing her. I don't think that's. I think that could have been resolved a lot quicker. But they were trying to make room for random battles. I guarantee you that that's what that was about. Yeah. Ultimately, we probably should have spent less time on that and a little bit more time for kind of the introspection on how she regrets, you know, making that what seems like, you know, split-second decision back in the day. Basically, everybody died. She's feeling super lonely.
引き離すということか。
理屈はわからないけど、引き寄せることができたからな。引き離すことも不可能じゃないだろう。
I mean, maybe. Not necessarily, I'd say.
でもそんなことしたらフェリや村の人たちは。
消えることになるだろうな。少なくとももうこの世にとどまってはいられまい。
そんな、せっかく仲良くなれたのに。
今が不自然な状態なんだ。それが自然な形に戻るだけだ。
Yeah, I mean, makes sense, I guess.
それにルリアは
Yeah,
聖少獣
our,
の力を吸収してくれるんだろ。
basically, if the objective of, you know,
どんな形であれ
rid
お前た
the
ちのため
island
に
of
協力できる
Celeste
なら本望だ。
coincides with our objective of leaving the island, I don't see
と
any
はい
reason
え
why we wouldn't help.
いきなり今の状態を終わらせるのはちょっと不親切なんじゃない？せっかく新しい名前になったんだし、告知も兼ねて村の人たちに挨拶に行ってきたら？
Still pressing on that
ですね。 村の人
visit
た
the
ちも
villagers
フェリ
thing.
ちゃんのことを心配してましたし。
And it would be hard. It would be really hard if you put yourself in that situation.
それは後で行くとしてと。その前にまずは呼び寄せた時のようにセレストに接触しようと思う。
Because in her own mind, she's like the local pariah. She's
いざ村を
you
解
know
放するとなっ
cursed
て
them with
結局それ
undeath,
ができないんじゃ
all that.
格好がつかないからな。
決まりだな。それじゃ早速行こうぜ。で、そういやあの二人組はどこ行ったんだ？姿が見えねえけど。
彼らには彼らの思惑があるようだったし、気にすることはない
I
だ
mean,
ろう。
as long as Sturm and Drong aren't, you know, on the job for the Empire or anything, they're really not our enemies.
そん フェリーが味方になったとはいえ、襲ってくる魔物は5万といる。
And that's kind of the thing about soldiers for hire, right? They're your enemies when they're being paid to fight, but they're not whenever they're not, you know, in their downtime. They may not have any ill will for you. And it seems like, you know, when we meet here, they don't really bear us any kind of malice of any
ここ
sort.
がセレストを呼び寄せた場所なのか？そうだ。ここで祈っていたら突然霧の中からセレストが現れた。そんならここでフェリが祈ってりゃまた現れるかもってわけなんだな。
I mean, that's
そういうことだ。
in the realm of
少し時
possibility,
間がかかるかもしれない。
I suppose.
気長に待っていてほしい。
But the opposite is also well within the realm of possibility. I mean, basically, from my perspective, I'm just trying to
一向に現れる気配はないな。
ready everyone for the worst,
あれ？
あら？
which is nothing
でも
happening.
何か近づいてくるみたいよ。
Oh, it's monsters, right?
思いっきり普通の魔物じゃない。まさかこいつがセレストってことはないわよね。
Yep. It's always
どうし
monsters.
て？前はここで祈っていれば確かに。
I think you got a lot of things that you could be, right? Conditions are
ともかく
different.
呼んでしまった以上、ここは応戦しよう。
The
やるぞ。
fact of the matter is, you're trying to do something different than what you were the first time. So it may just not work the same way. Okay. So here we got a summon. It's an okay summon. This is a summon that applies a debuff that this Everbane effect is one that stays on the enemy
永遠に続く
forever.
攻めく
It's one of those
味わいな
permanent
さい。
debuffs.
エターナルペイン。
Now, all of the enemies died, so we don't get to see it. But what it does is it just supplements your damage. Basically, every damage it's additional damage tacked on top of it.
それはみんな気をつけて。単調する。捉えた。あれ？
As an aura, this summon isn't anything special, really. It has a sub aura that's also kind of middling, but its call is pretty good.
それやりました。そこ捉えた。張り切っていくぞどんどんいくよ今日もパンがうまい
Okay. So we cleared another stage. I don't think Sophie is a character that we care about. Tyr is a little bit closer to someone we care about, but I think both of her utility skills are the ones that are on the low levels, so we don't really need to concern ourselves with level uncapping her at the moment. So we'll just stick with level 38 for now. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and showcase Grand Order. We can't actually take advantage of its aura with our team comps set up the way they are. And I don't exactly want to spend the time to set up a new team comp, so we'll just go with no aura.
場所も条件もあの時と同じはずなのに
Well, the place is the same. The conditions may be
聖
different,
少女には
and the
未知の部分が多
objective
い
is
もの。
different.
フェリちゃんの知らない別の条件があるのかもしれないわ。
I think those things alone make it so that we can't make the objective judgment that the way
と
she
な
did
れ
it
ば
before would be the
必要
same.
なのは
Or
情報だな。
would work
セ
when
レ
we're
ストが
trying to
島
do
に
it
居つくようになっ
in
た頃、
reverse, right?
何か異変がなかったかどうか。
So it's time to investigate.
村の人たちに聞きに行きましょう。何か思い当たる人がいるかもしれません。
Every time someone says something, Lyria's like, let's go to the village. Let's go
も
to
と
the
も
village.
と村には寄る予定だったしな。早速行
Just
ってみよう
do
ぜ。
it. Alright. So we've headed to the village.
Soかそうか。いやー、しかし立派なもんだ。よく決断したな、ベリちゃん。この生活ももう終わるんですね。振り返れば長かったような、短かったような。
Man, these really are some positive thinking zombies, aren't they?
フェリちゃん、ずっと館に一人きりで寂しくなかった？
その魔物たちもいたから、
そう。でもこれからは困ったことがあったら遠慮なく言ってちょうだいね。
You know, I think that they're trying to kind of emulate that like
はい。
really small, tight-knit community
いいお
feel,
返事ね。
right?
Fairy-chan.
Because if we're thinking about it, right, they're on this isolated island in the middle of
緊
nowhere.
張してるけど、
And they have this small village, and that's the only
そうだな。
settlement here.
とりあえずここは一見落着といったとこ
I
ろ
kind of understand why there's some additional friendliness, because it's like the band of the community where it bands together to survive in a situation that's not ideal. Anyway,
変わったことね。特になかったように思うが。
so looking for strange happenings
ね。
near when Celeste appears.
そういえばあの青少獣が現れた頃だったかしら。村に病気が流行し始めたのって。
Yeah, that's when what Cherry was saying with her family died of
いや
illness.
ー、流行り病は青少獣が現れる
Right
少し前から
before, right?
猛威を振るってましたね。
Yeah.
ちょうどその頃、旅のお医者様がいらっしゃったけど、結局お医者様にも手に負えず。
Ah, but that's kind of suspicious sounding.
流行り病とお医者様か。
Ah, yo, but you're not
どっ
looking
ちも
at
関係なさそう
you're
だ
not
けど。
looking at you're not reading between the lines,
そのお医者様は今はどちらにいらっ
right?
しゃるの
Because
か
we
しら。
didn't hear what happened to the doctor, and if the doctor was still here when Celeste showed up,
そういや、あの人どこ行ったんだ？村じゃ見
and
かけに。
we can't leave because Celeste is here. You know, we've kind of
自
got
分の気空艇で島を離れたんじゃないかしら。旅の途中だったみたいだし。
entirely possible, but worth looking into.
ゾンビであれ、幽霊であれ、姿を見ないってことはもう島にはいないんでしょうね。
島から姿を消したね
おっと魔物だ。やるぞ。
Why? We were having a moment there.
ようやくフェリが村の人と打ち解けたってのに邪魔させてたまるかってんだ。
Guys, we were having a moment. Why did you need to bring in random monsters? Maybe it's so that they can interrupt your thought process, so it makes it harder to solve the problem. Alright. Yeah, Grand Order as a summon. Its main aura effect is interesting. If you're planning on building a multi-element team, I don't have really the ability to do that here on this account. Probably ever, really. I do have something like that set up on my main account that I might show eventually. Just to kind of show it off, because I mean it's basically a meme team, but sometimes doing stuff like that's kind of fun. The real value of this summon at its 4-star uncap is its sub-aura, which isn't shown here, where it increases the damage that you can deal to neutral foes. So there are enemies in the game that do not have any of the 6 elements. Right? We got fire, wind, water, earth, light, dark, and then the 7th kind of enemy is elementally neutral. I don't think we can see any of those immediately, but we will in the future. And some of those are some of the hardest enemies in the game. So, right, this sub-aura can be useful if you're trying to deal more damage to those. Anyway, for now, we're just gonna push the auto button. Oh, and the call of Grand Order is attack and defense up, and it gives you a drain effect. So basically, every time you deal damage, you recover a certain amount of damage, which isn't bad. Actually, I think drain is when you attack, so when you make an attack, which could be 1, 2, or 3. But either way, it's a little bit of sustain and a little bit and some now, I can talk about, you know, summons and priorities for summons and stuff later. You know, when we end up talking about more gacha stuff. Even though we'll never pull the gacha on this account, there are some things to talk about. We'll eventually be able to. I'll eventually be able to show you, kind of. So summons, like weapons, can be uncapped, and you get them at 0 stars, right? We have a 0-star weapon. Right, like these SRs, they're 0 stars. We have the hold on, the fist that I'm currently equipped with. This one, it's 0 stars. And all of the stuff that you get when you get it from the gacha comes at 0 stars. So there are ways to uncap those, and we'll talk about that later. For now, if you have Grand Order, it's decent. It's not amazing, but it's not useless either. Alright, so we're looking at light, brain, whisper, I suppose.
村の奴らに聞いた話をまとめるとセレストが現れた頃に村で起きてた異変は流行り病と旅の医者がいたくらいだな。
Villagers are aware of that are not normal are the illness and the doctor.
どちらも性少女に関係があるようには思えないな。
There's probably something else happening behind the scenes.
私にもわからないです。
その医者にはあの流行り病を治療することはできなかったんだ。
医者だって万能じゃないわ。でも私たちにヒントくらい残してくれてるかもね。
And talking about, she doesn't actually talk about a cure.
村の人たちの話だと
She
村
just
の墓地の
says
近くに
maybe
お医者様は住んでた
that
のよね。
doctor left us behind a hint.
何か残ってるかもしれないし行ってみましょう。
And to be fair, we're not really looking for a cure because no one's sick because everyone's dead. All right. So let's go on and see what's over at this cemetery. So this is a traveling doctor, but he had a house here.
これは魔法陣か?
That's a little weird.
どういうことなの？旅のお医者様はお医者様じゃなく魔導士だったってこと？
惜しいな。こいつは医者であり、かつ魔導士でもあったみたいだね。
Ah, so Drunk has been here already.
お前、いつの間に？どうしてここにいるんだよ。
いやね、今回の件でどうしても気にかかることがあってさ。君も引っかかってるんじゃないかなって思うんだけど、どう？
Yeah, there's something weird going on.
ビンゴ！まさにそのことなんだよね。僕が気になってるのはさ。
But yeah, the you know appearance conditions of
ねえ、
Celeste
エリちゃ
is
ん、君はさ、
basically the
聖
crux of the
少
matter
女
that
セ
we're
レスト
looking
に
into right
願
now.
ってしまったって言ってたよね。
そうだ。私が願ってしまったからセレストがこの島に。
それね、僕が思うに間違ってるんだよね。
どういうことだ？いちいちもったいぶるんじゃねえぜ。
待った。その前に敵。
Yes, the convenient interruption monsters.
構えろ。ふぬけてたら私が叩き切るからな。
Alright, so we'll go ahead and get rid of the distraction monsters so we can actually have a conversation for once.
はあ？手に取られた。みんな気をつけて。おお、やりますね。はあ？それ？はあ？そこ。
Just wanted to make sure I wasn't
それ取られた。
hopelessly outmatched by the rare monster here.
団長さんすごい。取られた。あれ？終わり。やっつけちゃいますよ。やりましたよ。みんなの協力で勝てたんだ。
Ah, yes. Completely useless weapon. And a weapon that has a very small amount of utility to it. So, Earth Sword, bad. Dark Staff, whatever. We don't really care about it, but we will be able to use it. So, it's not a bad drop. Alright, so go ahead and pull. Let's go with. It's kind of the
聖少獣ってさ、
answer all.
人のお願いを聞いちゃうようなロマンチックなものじゃないんだよね。星の民でもないのに従えようと思ったら、それ相応の準備が必要になる。そういうものだよね。
This is not what he says. So, first half of the sentence is correct. You know, if you wanted to control a primal without being, you know, astral, Hoshinotami, star people, more or less. Anyway, the second half is not what he says. he says you need to make some major preparations.
そうね。だからこそルリアちゃんの力は特殊で帝国も目をつけていた。
Yeah. And it's Rosetta's line also makes sure to mention
つまり
that Luria's powers
フェリー以
are
外にセレストを呼
unusual.
び寄せた真犯人がいると言いたいのか。
ビンゴ。どうかな、僕の推理当たってると思う？ね、真犯人さ。
こいついつの間に。
あの人幽霊だけど青少獣と同じ匂いがします。
So yeah, we were operating under Fairy's mistaken assumptions that she was the one that called Celeste to the island.
魔物がどんどん集まってきやがる。
When it turns out the true mastermind behind summoning Celeste was
まずは
traveling doctor.
周りの魔物から蹴散らしちゃいましょう。
At least that's what I assume, given that the guy had the round thing on his head.
小屋にあった研究日誌を見るに、どうも彼は最初から実験目的でこの島に来てたみたいね。
It always sucks when your traveling doctor has
実験
ill
目的だ
intent.
と。じゃあ最初から流行り病を治療する気は。
それはわからないわ。一応医者としての技能も確かに持ってたみたいだし。一つ言えることは、どんな研究であれ、その結果
Yeah,
が
that's something
今
that
の
you
彼という
don't
こと
see
だ
very
け。
often in fiction, actually, now that I think about it. Is a character who is skilled in both kind of the like scientific medical aspects of healing and magic. Right? You're like, I'm a doctor, but I'm also a mage. It's like that's kind of interesting, because most of the time you have your science characters and your magic characters, and they're totally split, even if they do share a setting, right? So it's kind of interesting to see someone that kind of bridges that gap and exists in the middle.
この人すごく深いところで青少獣と勝ってます。これじゃきっと意識ももう。
これが彼の望んだ結果だというのか。
That's a great question.
さあね、どうなんだろうね。今の僕らにはさっぱりわからないね。
でも一つはっきりわかることがある。こいつは私たちに敵意を持ってる。
Well, I mean, yeah, we were trying to get rid of Celeste.
あらら、ついにお出ましみたいだね。
こうなった以上仕方がない。応戦するぞ。相手は青少獣だ。油断するなよ。
Catalina, you don't have to tell us that our opponent is from, because we already know. Alright, versus Celeste. So, I think what we're gonna do is just apply our buffs and our debuffs and hit the button.
ファイトだよ。ラブアローシュート。力を合わせて。見切った。行くよ。解放せよ。攻略転生。そこ。はあ、従前な結果ですね。
Okay. Alright then. Chapter 23, but that's only 3 chapters. Alright, another side story unlocked.
かなか手強かったが、なんとか一段落ついたようだな。
I don't know if our pattern
これでようや
continues
く
from
村が
before. We still have a
島が解放
full
され
chapter left to go.
待って、何か変な感じがする。
Yeah, see, nothing, it didn't go right.
お前ら後ろだ。どういうこと？さっき確かに倒したはずなのに。
傷も残ってないわね。まるで何事もなかったみたいに。
一体どうなってんだこりゃ。
Well, we didn't do the thing we were supposed to do, which is Luria absorbing its powers. So I kind of think we can blame Luria a little bit for not taking advantage of the opening we gave her. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway. So now we move on and attempt to obtain a spear, looks like. Dark spear. Not the worst thing in the world. Unlocks the ability to use a class that we couldn't use before. Alright, moving forward. Let's bring Whisper, I guess. Oh no, here's a dragon. We'll bring Luo. I mean, we probably did just defeat it. But it's got, you know, when you look at it, right, it's the primal beast that stops things from dying. Right? Destroying it normally doesn't work very well.
こいつはさっきオイラたちが倒したはずだぜ。まさに悪夢ね。もしかして何度倒しても蘇るとか言うんじゃないでしょうね。聖少獣セレストは死を奪う力を持つ。まさかそれを使って。
That's the logical
そうい
conclusion.
うことなのか。だとすれば私たちにはもうなすすべが。
いや大丈夫。こいつを倒す方法ならちゃんとあるよ。
頼もしいわね。でもまずは寄ってきている魔物の相手をしないとね。
Yeah, so Gronk there affirmatively in this last sentence isn't saying we'll find a way to defeat it. He's saying affirmatively there is a way to defeat it with a lot of confidence. So I'm wondering where that comes from.
さあ、まだ諦めるには早いみたいだし、油断せずに行くわよ。
I mean, I wasn't planning on giving up. It's not the
つまり
first
ね、
sticky situation we've been
あれ
in.
はセレストの幽霊みたいなもんで、本体を倒せば万事解決ってわけ。
Okay. I mean, sure, we can work with that.
その情報は確かなのか。随分とこの聖少獣に関して詳しいようだが。
まあ信じる信じないは君たち次第だよね。
Not revealing your sources.
君はどう思うんだ
But
い
you know what? That's okay. You might as well believe him. He's not been doing anything hostile to us.
もう信じるしかねえよな。ドランク、頼むから期待を裏切るんじゃねえぜ。
任せといてよね。勉強家の名に恥じない活躍を見せてあげちゃうからさ。
それならまずは他の魔物を蹴散らしちゃわないとね。イオちゃんが一網打尽にしてあげる。
Man, that is a weirdness that happens there. Io is kind of jubilantly referring to herself in the third person, you know, saying Io-chan's gonna take care of these monsters. It's really strange. She usually doesn't do that. Alright, so summon this dragon. Now we've seen this supplemental damage buff before from Kokoro. I think this one is a little stronger. Yeah, max 75,000 as opposed to 30,000, but it's all based on your opponent's HP. So since we're fighting enemies with low max HP, I mean, by the time you hit end game, right, 75,000 will be hit basically all the time because you're hitting enemies that have hundreds of millions of hit points. So the enemies have the hit points required for 1% of that damage to be 75,000. Whereas the ones that we're fighting here have, you know, right? I think, you know, we're fighting enemies with less than 75,000 hit points. So clearly we're not going to hit that cap. Alright. Let's see. Anything interesting in the summon list? Not looking like it, so we'll just go with a Lucifer. And just go forward.
だいぶ魔物も片付いてきたわね。早くセレストの本体を探したいところだけど。
聖少獣を探すのなら私に任せてください。
I mean, that's basically your biggest asset to the
セレストの本体ならきっと強い力を放ってるはずです。
適材適所。魔物との戦闘は私たちに任せろ。
おやおや、ついにスツルム殿もやる気になって。いって。
中途半端が嫌いなだけだ。やるぞ。邪魔する魔物は返り討ちだ。
I mean, sure. We can clear out the monsters. They are not really going to do anything to us anyway.
どうしよう。ごめんなさい。セレストを探せそうにありません。
So Luria is failing as a detection device.
どういうことだよ。
霧に紛れて気配が島中に広がってるんです。これじゃ本体がどこにいるかなんて。
まずいな。この霧では目視で探そうにもそう遠くまで探すことはできないぞ。
Yeah, that would be difficult.
ねえ、あいつ何してるの？今、もしかして
ゾンビの魔物を食べてる。
ゾンビや幽霊、自分に近い存在を食べることで力の回復をするつもりなのかしら。
おい、待てよ。そうすると村の連中も危ないんじゃねえか？
I mean, probably.
おい、ヘリ、どこへ行くんだ？危ないぞ。
Right?
危ないのはこっちも一緒よ。魔物が来てるわ。油断してたらやられちゃうわよ。
We were just saying about Celeste, consuming creatures like itself, zombies and ghosts. And here, Ghost Girl runs off by herself. Yeah, it's dangerous. Anyway, so we're gonna fight some monsters. We're gonna auto through this because we don't really need to push the button.
気をつけて。おお、やりますね。この調子で。捕らえた。あれ？終わり。
Alright.
はあ？うまくいったね。
We're making progress. Making progress.
それそこ。
Man, I gotta say, I cannot wait to get to the point in the story where not every story node is that. It does eventually happen, and it makes going through this story a lot thumpier. Because rather than needing to take breaks from processing the events that are going on to do some, random battle that ultimately doesn't have any meaning to it, you get a lot of time to digest story events as they come in and process what's going on as events get more and more complicated, more and more in depth, more and more detail. There's a lot more detail in later story segments. Alright, so we are looking at we'll just do this right here. Now, if we're being optimal, right, you'd always want to pick one of these 150 Lucifers. I'm not going to do that. I don't particularly care about being optimal. Also, when I'm doing clears for the raids, I'm trying to avoid using Transcendent Lucifer, this guy, as much as possible, because he is way too strong for the early game raid series.
Okay.
話はフェリちゃんから聞いたわ。私たちにも手伝わせてちょうだい。
Okay.
村の人たちを連れてきた。これだけいれば目視で探しても島中をカバーできるはず。
I guess that could work. Set up a relay grid where somebody spots something.
ここは私たちの島
Kind
で。
of shout it out to
あいつ
everybody
は
else.
私たちの敵だ。
It would be kind of hard to do it on such a short notice.
こいつは助かるぜ。
島を知り尽くしている住人たちか。これ以上頼もしい味方はいないな。
よっしゃー。なりゃ、オイラたちは邪魔な魔物を追っ払うぞ。行こうぜ。
Alright. Well, yeah, I agree. Let's get rid of the annoying monsters in our way. Because that's exactly what they are. Annoying and in the way.
そうか。ありがとう。ルリア、向こうの崖のあたりでそれらしい船が見つかった。
Okay. So some sort of ship near the cliff.
ついに見つかったか。しかし、すぐに赴くのは難しそうだ。
Why? Because monsters? Yeah.
この子を片付けないと、どうやらここは通れなさそうだものね。
いつセレストが村のやつらに危害を加えるともわからねえ。こんなやつさっさと倒して先に進もうぜ。
Yeah, I mean, that was always the plan. Alright. So here we are again. More battles. Just gonna push the button. Turn on auto. Again, I don't think anything here is strong enough to stop us, really. Hey, this is the first time we see this this anime. Mulan. Kinda cool. Anyway, that's enough of that. Alright, so that's pretty neat. We've mastered Kung Fu Artist. Which is ultimately not that important, but I'm gonna check. I actually want to check and see our light weapons that are in this rarity group. So we've got spear, gun, harp, staff, and fist. Just want to see if we have a different class we could switch to. We do. We can switch to Raider because we have the light gun. Alright, let's do that. Yeah, because, you know, I say it at every opportunity I get, but mastering these classes is the key to power. You know, you gotta build that foundation in order to actually get to where you want to be later. Alright, so we go to party, come over here, we are going to get light weapons and equip this gun. It's not a good weapon, but it is a weapon. And that is what is important here. Wonder if it will unequip it for auto select. Yeah, it will. Alright, I got you. I'll do it manually. I know what's up. Alright. So, we're set up. We can go back to quest now and do the last quest in the quest chain. Assuming that our pattern holds true, at chapter 24, end of the Immortal Beast should be Celeste. And that should be the end of this story segment. So we'll bring Lucifer and just move forward. Okay. Alright, hiding near the cliff.
そんな場所
Sure.
少人数で探してたら絶対に見つかりっこなかったわね
Well, but we did find it
お手柄ですね、フェリちゃん。
thanks to the villagers.
私の力じゃない。村のみんなが協力してくれたから。
See, Fairy's got it.
だから
She knows
見
what's
つける
up.
ことができた。
So we found Celeste. We're gonna beat it up, and that should let us
私一
leave.
人の力じゃきっと何もできなかった。
At least that's the objective, right? Like this whole
それに
island
まだ
has
決
been
着がついた
more
わけ
or
じゃない。
less,
油断はできないぞ。
you know, in the unexpected
その通りだな。
mandatory side quests.
気を引き締めていくぞ。
Kind of feeling, right? What we're doing here doesn't seem to have any relevance to the rest of the plot. And we didn't intend to come here. But since we're here, we have to do it. Because we can't leave until we're finished.
こいつは間違いなく本体だよな。ってドランクのやつまたどっか行っちまったのか？
さあな。
I mean,
おそらく自分たちの役目はすでに全う
they've
したと
been
判断したんだろ
helping
う。
to an extent.
今回は
彼らの助けもあったからこそ
Yeah.
ここまで来ることができたからな。
本当に私がずっと館にこもりきりじゃきっとこの結末は得られなかった。ありがとうルリア。改めて礼を言わせてほしい。
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
フェリちゃん、お礼を言うのは全部が無事に終わってからです。
Basically, right, she'd been holed up in and around that mansion for the whole time, kind of stewing in her own negativity. It's good to get rid
よ
of
うやく
that.
ここまで来たんだもの。ここで負けちゃ格好悪いわよね。
ここでしっ
Yeah,
か
it
り
would suck if
決
we
着
were
つ
to
けてやろう
lose,
ぜ。
but the odds of us winning are
私からも
pretty
頼む。
high.
どうかこの島に正しい秩序を取り返してくれ。
Alright. Alright, let's take on Celeste. So first things first, we're going to apply debuff. We're going to apply Bounty Hunter. Because we have access to it, we might as well.
ラブアローシュート。
What Bounty Hunter does is increase the drop rates of chests that do not have guaranteed drops.
見切った。行くよ。草原解放せよ。攻略転生。
A little bit more to it, but the loot table for enemies, it includes guaranteed chests, which have a 100% drop rate, and the contents of which are randomized for all the chests. But it also includes the loot table also includes for a lot of enemies non-guaranteed chests that have, say, like, if we're looking at just an example, say like 60% chance of dropping. Bounty Hunter would make that chest more likely to drop. It wouldn't change it wouldn't have any effect on the contents of the chest, but it would have an effect on whether you obtained the chest. And if what you want is in that chest, you can't ever get it if that chest doesn't drop. So bounty is useful. It's not perfect, but it is useful. Alright. So it looks like we're getting journal entries, so the story should be completing this quest. And we get our spear. Another side quest. Another side story.
これで全てが終わったのか。
聖少女セレストの力。
We can see that the sky is noticeably brighter now.
霧が薄くなって光が差してきたな。
That's what I just said. Yeah, villagers don't even say goodbye or anything. They just turn into dust immediately. Man, these were they were some upbeat zombies. That's all I can say about them.
じゃあね、フェリちゃん。
If all zombies were like those villagers, I'd be totally fine with meeting some
本当に世話に
zombies.
なった。悪いが私は先に向こうへ行っている。何十年何百年か後に再会したら、その時にはお前たちの冒険の話を聞かせてくれ。
向こうでも元気でいろよな。
So we're just hanging
おい
out.
おい、どうなってんだよ。
Said
さっ
goodbye.
きの感動の別れが台無しじゃねえか。
And the thing we were waiting for just never happened. So
いいじゃないですか P さん。理由はどうあれ消えないで済んだんですから。
I mean, is that really a good thing?
しかしどういうことなんだ。他に残っている村人などはいないようだが。
If we consider Fairy's perspective,
おそらく消えたのだ。人を拒み続けた名無しの幽霊がな。ここにいるのは新しい名前をもらった新しい私だ。きっとまだ私にはやることがある。だから消えることなくこの世に残ったんだろう。
well, as long as she's gonna remain positive about it,
そういうことなのかもしれませんね。
I won't
エリちゃん
complain.
がご家
But
族と再会できるのはもう少し先のことにな
there
りそうです
is
ね。
that question being, is it a good thing if she remains in the world?
そうだな。
If she's going to be stuck here in
今回の件で
solitude
いいも
for
のが見られた。
who knows how long?
だから家族との再会はもう少し先の楽しみにしとくさ。
いいものですか？
そうだ。それが見られただけで今の私には十分だ。
トランク、いい加減教えろ。お前は何が目的だったんだ？
That wipe
セレストに
transition
お
tells
宝
us
なんて
that,
ないのは最初から知っていたんだろう。
we're not there for this conversation.
そうだね。実を言うと僕さ、大のおばあちゃん子なんだよね。
は？
僕のおばあちゃんは年中霧の立ち込める小さな島の出身でさ、子供の頃は体が弱くって治療のために家族と離れて別の群島で暮らしてたんだよね。それで治療が終わって故郷の島に帰ろうとしたんだけど、なぜだか島に近づけなかったんだって。
まさかそのお前のおばあ様の故郷の島って。
それ以来最愛のお姉さんとも生き別れになっててさ。いっつもおばあちゃんはそのお姉さんのことを心配してたわけ。子供の頃から聞いてた話だからさ、一度でいいから会ってみたかったんだよね。
そうか、そういう理由があったんだな。それで実際に会ってみた感想はどうだ？
おばあちゃんが言ってた通りの可愛い子だったね。できることならおばあちゃんと同じだけ年を重ねたしわくちゃの姿が見たかったけどね。
それは。
さーて、締めっぽいお話はこれで終わり。ねえねえストゥルム殿、次はどこへ行こうか。アウギュステに行ってバカンスなんていうのも悪くないかもね。
Yeah. So
残念だがそれはお預けだ。仕事の依頼が入っていたはずだぞ。
I do like that Drong's reason for coming to this island.
じゃあそのお仕事はすっぽかそう。よし決まり。それじゃあ早速ういて。
So, if you, those of us
信用
who
第
are
一だ。 私たちの仕事はな。
Hold on, I'll
Ora,
go
no,
into this after this the chapter.
ああ、待
Actually,
って待って、スルム殿、置いてかないで。
yeah. So we can ultimately resume our objective, right? We didn't mean to have to pit stop here. We just had a strange mechanical problem that forced us into it. But it looks like we'll be able to make it to Golonzo no problem moving forward. So, Jung and Fairy, right?
カタリナに頼まれ
I want to
て
see if this works. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. There's a lot of characters in this game. Hold on. Drong should be somewhere in here. Yeah. So we got Drong, right? Those of us who are paying attention will note Drong's got a certain hair color, certain outfit. He's in a room, right? So if we look at Drong and we look at Fairy, you can see there's definitely something to it. The color coordination, the hair color, you know, the race matches up. The real kicker that is kind of something to look at is they both carry a very similar large orb flask, right? Something that you know you can notice when you're looking at the game, when you're looking at them for the first time, but you might not necessarily know what it means. So yeah, I mean, I do actually really like the Fairy and Drong's story. You know, neither side really talks to each other about it, but like Drong got to do what he wanted to do, and you know, Fairy didn't need to. You know, Fairy actually got what she wanted, right? She got to meet her family because Drong is related to her sister, so. It's kind of a nice story. You know, it's a warm, heartfelt kind of story that, you know, leaves a little bit to be desired because neither of them really had too much of an honest conversation with each other. Part of that's Drunk is so much of a jokester, right? It's so hard for him to be serious. Alright, so yes, login rewards. It's fine. Alright, so I'm gonna grab everything from the crate, and we'll take a look at our spoils from today's excursions. So what we got was the Celeste Horn Omega, the sphere, and you can see it has a wind skill, so that probably won't be useful, but you know, if you're going to put an off-element weapon into your wind grid, probably pick this one. Alright. After that, we got Wonder, the Anchor of Celeste. This is a pretty straightforward 5% EXP boost to dark characters and items. We generally don't use upgrade to upgrade characters, but if we do, dark characters get a little bit more. But we do use upgrade to upgrade weapons and or summons. So this will come in handy for that. It's not a huge boost, but it's not nothing either. Yeah. And we also got a map piece. So we are, according to the sky map, 4 map pieces away from completion. What does that mean? We'll find out. So, that about covers it for the unknown island, mysterious Mist-Shrouded Island. Actually, what do they call it in the world map here? Mist-Shrouded Isle. So it covers it for the Mist-Shrouded Isle chapter, Granblue Fantasy. This has been Shadow SP. Next time that we're here, we will move on to Golonzo and continue with the main story. So, until then, signing off.